Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for those of you who have decided to watch so far. My name is Lindsay. I am a voracious reader and writer, and I decided to start this channel because I don't really have anybody to talk about books with, so I'm hoping that that can be you. Today I wanted to give you guys my fall/winter book TBR hopefuls. It is 100 degrees and humid as all get out here, and it literally feels like the ninth circle of hell and Satan is licking your face outside. And I live on a small little hobby farm, and we have chickens, ducks, geese, guineas, quail, and turkeys. So I have to go outside several times a day to take care of them. So I am just aching for fall right now. So I decided to put together my TBR, and this is what I am hoping to read this fall and winter. The first thing that I have on my list is this duology that everyone has just been raving about. Two Twisted Crowns is the second one, I guess, and One Dark Window. I am so excited to read these. They've been on my shelf for a little while, and I don't know why I haven't read them yet. Earlier this year, I was going through trying to read a bunch of my Book of the Month books that I had gotten, and it really hasn't been working out that great for me, because there's been some good stuff, but nothing spectacular. So I'm hoping that this list turns out spectacular. So these are both on my reading list for this fall. And then I am also going to continue on with Harrow the Ninth and Nona the Ninth. I read Gideon and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. I read the book and I listened to the audiobook. Both are fantastic. So if you are an audiobook reader, the narrator is great. I know a lot of people have said that these books are confusing and they're not really sure what's going on. I didn't really get that. I felt very immersed in Gideon. I loved the characters. I would love to just spend some time with Gideon, although that would probably be very uncomfortable. But I am very much looking forward to Harrow and Nona. I wanted to jump right into these after I finished Gideon, but then I got sidetracked by some writing projects, and I decided to just save these for the fall because they feel like fall winter reads to me. Just cozy up in a blanket with some tea or some coffee and just enjoy. And then because I don't have enough series going, right, I decided to pick up The Poppy War. I only have the first one right now, but I absolutely adored Babel. It is one of my most favorite books of all time. So I'm really excited to dig into The Poppy War. I also got Jade City, but I have that on my Kindle. So I am also planning on starting Jade City this fall. So just some more series to pile on top. Let's see, I'm just going to continue going in the order that I had them stacked over here. I try to read a poetry book all the time. I always have one going, and this fall I have picked Amanda Gorman's Call Us What We Carry. I think with election season coming up and all of the different things that are going on in the world, I would really like to revisit Amanda Gorman's poetry and really just kind of take a deep dive into this. She, of course, was the poet that gave or she read her poem at Biden's inaugural address, and that poem just blew me away. It was astounding. I can't believe that she is accomplishing such depth and breadth of her language at such a young age. So I'm very, very excited to dig into that. I don't tend to read poetry books very fast. I tend to read one and then kind of think about it and reread it and really spend time with it. So don't expect to see a review of that one anytime soon. I am a really big fan of history books that read like novels or that really tell a story. And Eric Larson is a history writer that I absolutely love. He wrote The Devil in the White City, which is about the Chicago World's Fair and H.H. Holmes. Fantastic book if you have not read it. But I picked up his new book, The Demon of Unrest. I am so excited for this book. It's about the beginning of the Civil War, and I'm just super excited. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know that it has to do with Abraham Lincoln and getting into the Civil War. And I'm sorry, Edgar, Edgar wants to get up in my lap here. This is my sidekick, Edgar. He doesn't know how to be alone. He is a Bochi, half Boston Terrier, half Chihuahua. And yes, I know. Thank you. Okay, can you just sit right there? Or you can go sit on the couch. Okay. We have 5 dogs, but that one is attached to my hip. So I am super excited to dig into this. I will probably get the audiobook because I like to, with history books especially, listen and read and take notes and things like that. So very, very excited for that one. Kind of as a palate cleanser for a lot of the heavier, more in-depth things that I have on my list, I picked up The Spell Shop, and I also picked up a copy for my mom by Sarah Beth Durst. I absolutely loved Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust. It just scratched an itch for me that I didn't know needs scratching. I tend to read a lot of classics, a lot of heavier themes, and so when I picked up cozy fantasy, I was like, where have you been all my life? I don't really read romance, or I don't really read a lot of romantasy because I tend to find that the character development and the plot development is not really that great. But I kept seeing so many people rave about this, and there's a talking plant, there's unicorns, mermaids. I guess the dogs are over there having a fight now. But I am so looking forward to this, to read this winter, this fall. I think it just feels so cozy, and I'll find my best fuzzy slippers to wear while I do that. I also picked up James. I have heard amazing things about this book. It is on the Booker Prize long list, and this is a retelling of Huckleberry Finn from the point of James. I expect this book to be a little bit difficult to read, but also very important. I have not read anything by Percival Everett before. I'm not even sure if he has any other books. I'm sure that he does. But I have heard that this is very informative, absolutely amazing, and also heartbreaking at the same time. So I'm very much looking forward to learning about that time period a lot more from the perspective of James. I have been told that I do not need to go back and reread Huckleberry Finn in order to really understand what's going on here, but if I need to, or I feel like I want to, then that will be added to the TBR as well. 2 more. I don't know if I'll get through all of these, but I tend to read a whole lot more in the fall and winter, as long as work doesn't get too busy, so hopefully I can make it through all of these, because I honestly, I don't even know where I'm going to start, because these books are all going to be so fantastic. Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. I'm probably saying that wrong. But I keep seeing Smitty on TikTok talk about this book and other books in the series. So I had to pick it up and check it out. It's from the Sun Eater series. This is book 1. It's supposed to be epic science fiction. Just reading the back, it really just draws me in. I love this line, but Hadrian was not a hero, he was not a monster, he was not even a soldier. So I am so excited for this one. I can't wait to dive into all of these, frankly, because they all sound absolutely amazing. And then another big book that I picked up because of TikTok is The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. I love a good dragon story that's not Fourth Wing. Um, that's just not really kind of in my area. But I am so excited for this. The back sounds amazing, and of course, it has James Islington has a comment on the bottom, so I definitely had to pick that up because he is currently one of my very favorite authors after The Will of the Many. So that is everything that I have on my TBR currently for fall and winter. I am very much a mood reader, so we'll kind of see how this goes. And there is a lot. There's a lot here to get through, but I think it's doable because it is a 2-season. I basically have the rest of the year and part of next year to get through these. What are you reading this fall and winter? Do you have a specific genre that you like to dip into when the weather starts to get colder? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. And again, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.